What's up, everyone? Dave again, back for some more How Dave Paints for Black Label Painting. Today I'll be working on these Secretary Pelletast, and I've kind of created myself a little apparatus here. Not to break them off. I can paint them individually. But I'll be working on painting their robes black, and then I'll do the underside of their robes red. But I've been meaning to get this recorded for a while. I just kept having trouble. I've actually tried recording how I paint black 3 separate times. And it has been just a nightmare. Everything just not recording, whatever. But here we are now. Let's see if we can make it happen. So first thing I'm going to start off with is I'm going to be using Model Color Black Gray. That's what I use. I've already pre-thinned this bottle. So it's good to go. That's what I use for doing black, basically. Oops, little dude here fell off his... get on there. Of course. No, come back to him. Of course, it happens right when I'm trying to record. It's going to be a pain in the butt. Anyways, get this dude stuck back in here and we can get on the road. There. So, got my Patriot 105 Extreme by Badger. Using it today. So, I will go ahead and put some of this thin down gray in here. Go ahead and spray a little bit as a test. See how it comes out. Yeah, it's perfect. Exactly the color we want. All right. So coming down. It's fourth time. Fourth time trying to record this. And they just keep falling off. I can see how this is going to go. This is going to be great. You guys might be able to see how Dave has a mental breakdown. Get these on here. Of course, that ain't going to go on that one. Technical difficulties. All right, let's try this shit again. Coming down at a 45-degree angle. That's where I'm going to lay down this black gray, and I'm going to just skip over that one because I'm just about ready to lose my mind. But I'm aiming just the bottom, towards the bottom of the cloak. Of his coat, I should say. Get a little bit of the top side of his arms, and that's it. Hold on, focus. You'll notice, just aim towards the bottom of it and let the overspray fade up into the black. That's how I pretty much do black. I do it whether I'm doing it on these dudes or whether I'm doing it on a tank. It doesn't matter. You can always come in and take Nuln Oil all over it to soften it into the black. That works. Works really well. But I'm just going to go ahead and put those two down because they just want to piss me off. Keep falling off the little armatures there. But as you can see, I'll spray it around the base of the model. I'll only go for the highlighted areas because that's where tend to see fading on black is just the highlighted areas that get a lot of light. Super simple. Not a hard process. And that is how I do black. Whenever I've got some planes that I've got to paint black, I'll go over painting black on planes as well, and I'll upload that for you Patreons as well, but I'll do that one for free. So that way you're not getting charged on that one. As you can see, it's pretty simple. It's kind of just the way I've developed doing black. You just go for the highlights, you go for the highest panels, or what would be the thing that would catch direct light, and that's where you focus your dark gray. Simple as that. Again, this video won't be very long, but I'll show you how, like I said, because I've literally tried recording how I do black 3 different attempts already, and I just kept having so much shit go wrong with it. But I'll also show you guys how I'll do the inside of the cape on these things, because I'm doing the outside black, and then the inside underside will be like a red. I'll show you how simple that is to achieve as well. But if you just see, I'm just doing the highlighted, the high panels on it. Just going after the high panels. Now, this might be a little too gray for some people's likings, but if you take Nuln Oil to it, it'll bring it all back down. It'll soften it all together. And it looks really well as well. But let's go ahead and transition over to transition. Uh-oh. Sorry, just cleaning out my airbrush, transitioning from one color to the next, and my daughter started to get a little upset. I didn't think anybody want to hear her baby crying. Or toddler cry, I should say. All right, so to do the reds, I use a Model Air Scarlet Red. It's a really good red. I really like, because you can trigger control it and fade the color from dark to light. It works really well. I have pretty good luck with Scarlet Red. All right, so now I use my trusty putty a lot. This is just silly putty that you can get anywhere, that, you know, toy place, or I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's legit, like real silly putty. I use it for masking areas off, areas that I don't want to get overspray on. So I'll do this for now. I'm not going to do anything really extravagant on this. See, I'll go ahead and start laying. I'll start building the red up. I'll put a thin coat all the way around, and then I'll build it up towards the bottom. And that is how I get the inside of my trench coats red. Black coat with a red inside, because Mechanicum. If you get overspray on the outside where the gray is, it's not that big of a deal. It's usually an easy fix. Just trigger control. There you go. Like that right there. Pretty simple. So notice on the other side of the top side of the cloak, where the wind will blows it some over on this, I'll use this masking or my silly putty to come in here and do like that. Just use this putty for everything. There we go. It's a little bit of overlap that I can get with. I can just get that with a brush. It's not a big deal. All right, again, just a little bit more where the coat is blown back and over. We'll just mask that off with some silly putty. And it's good to go. Really quick. I've already painted the legs of these dudes. Hell, I might just keep y'all on here until I just finish them off. They'll go. These guys will go pretty quick with this scheme that I've developed. The client really likes it. There we go. See, easy as pie. Mainly a lot of just exercising trigger control and controlling the flow in the air. How much paint you let out, mainly. And it helps to have an awesome airbrush like the Patriot 105 Extreme by Badger. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I just really like their product. This one's a great deal is flipping over on this one. So go ahead and get that little edge. Sometimes you can use a sculpting putty, or excuse me, a sculpting knife, sculpting tool. Get my words right. To press that putty where you need it to be. A little bit of putty there. Yeah, these guys are. I can usually knock out a squad of 10 secretary in a day. I started on the legs last night just to just because I figured I would run into technical difficulties setting up the recording, and I did. Getting red all over my damn hands. You'd think I'd have gloves. But, it's gonna look good. It's really gonna pop. I like those details you have to actually be looking for to find. But I mean, the red underside of the cloak's really it's gonna pop. Shouldn't have much trouble seeing that. A little bit of dry tip going on there. Gonna look really good. And the last one. There we are. So now I'll put them back on the little armature deals that I've made up. And then I will rock out finishing them up. Well, getting to the wash stage, because I'll probably stop the video whenever I get to the wash stage, because that's going to take, obviously take a little bit of time to dry. I don't have a hair dryer in here to speed the process up. But just get everybody set back on here. And then I can start rocking and rolling. The rest of it's mainly going to be brush painting. But the first half of the video, that's really all there is to painting black the way I paint it. So if that's all you wanted to see was how I paint black, you can pretty much stop the video there if you want. It's super simple. I will be doing it again on some planes that I'll be doing. Again, I won't charge for that. That'll be uploaded for free. But that'll show on the larger scale exactly how I do this if it was too hard to see doing this one. But shouldn't be too bad to figure out. It's just pretty much spraying with the angles, top down, 45-degree angle, playing around with those angles, and getting this part of the cloak. Like I spray the spray right there, the pattern right there, and then I shot a pattern right there on top, and then a pattern right there. See, I just let it fade. That's how I do black. I do all my blacks that way. Fight with these damn things to get them back on there. I just cut up some paper clips, including the large popsicle sticks. That's pretty much how I made this armature thing that I'm painting on. It just makes it easier to paint these while they're apart. But I will go ahead and rock into getting the silvers down. Now, here lately, I've always been using, I find myself always using these metal colors, whether I'm airbrushing metal on, or I'm dry brushing it on, or just brushing it on. And I always start the same. I always start with the darkest of the three, which is gunmetal gray. I start with that on a base. Sometimes I will throw a little Agrax over top of it. For these purposes of these guys, I will be doing that. So I'll be throwing on a coat of gunmetal gray over everything that I'm doing metallic. And then I will come back in, put it up. Let me get up and get it. I'll come back in with Retributor armor for the areas that I want to do like an antique gold. And then I'll wash all those areas together at the same time. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it here. And I'm going to go ahead and probably plop on some music. It's just pretty much going to be a lot. You just seeing how I do it if you want to watch it. Give me a second here. Now, again, just to reiterate, I'm going to be doing the 3-color process. I don't completely, I'll completely cover the area with the gunmetal gray. And then I'll come over and just kind of highlight with the dark aluminum. And then the brightest highlight will be chrome. But it's in this succession right here. It's gunmetal gray, Agrax, then the dark aluminum, and then the chrome. So 1 second, I'll get the tunes going, and then I'll just roll right through it. Anything that I think y'all need to hear, I'll of course pick up the mic and let y'all know whatever I'm doing or anything important like that. But all right, I'm gonna jump into it now. So here's some epic music, or whatever the hell it is on eBay. Or not eBay. What the hell? YouTube. I gotta play random ass music because I can't play anything that would get picked up, copyrighted, and all that jazz. But here we go. All right, so after getting all the silver done, I'll give it a few minutes to flash over. The good thing about this airbrush paint is it does dry pretty damn quick. There's a couple spots where I went over, I got a little bit of paint where paint shouldn't have went. It's not a big deal when you're doing this, when you're doing black like this, because you can always come back in and cover up your mistakes with the same black gray. My style is a lot about learning how to erase my mistakes as I go, and having a little bit of foresight on what I'm going to be painting all the same color type deal, referring to the Agrax Earthshade. So when it comes to doing my metal work, I try to plan ahead everything that I'm going to do metal, and then have a little bit of foresight as to what all I'm going to do metallics, what type of metallics I want to do on it. As far as like this, getting back to this Retributor, I'm going to wash it as well. I always, when I put this on, you've got to dull it down with something because it's just too fucking bright. And it gives it a really nice antique look when you hit it with Agrax. So all this area that's on here, these are all going to be hit with Agrax, all the metal work. But I'm going to go through and do all the areas that I wanted to put the Retributor armor on. And that way I'm only making one wash. Everything gets a consistent, good coat of wash. And then I'll go in and then I'll highlight, bring stuff up with my other metals. Can't speak. So I'm going to give us a few more seconds. And then I'm just going to have at it and throw the Retributor armor in. And then we'll go from there. Let her dry for a second and then hit her with a wash. And then that will conclude the video. It's just going to take a little bit longer to complete these guys. So I'll just take it to that step where I put the wash on, and then we'll conclude the video until the next one. But like I said, this month or next, it's going to be this month. Last month was a complete total catastrophe. But this month, I will go ahead and upload another video of how I do black, and that'll be on planes. That is the same for planes, for tanks. It doesn't matter. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be uploaded for free, and you guys can use both these videos together just to see how I do black. But I think these are done flashing over, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the Retributor on, and then we'll go from there. Another thing you'll know, I noticed that a lot of these, those right there, other little pieces that I could go ahead and just hit with the Agrax as well. So I'll go ahead and paint those, get all those ready to go. You notice I lock my fingers a lot. That's a good trick you guys can do just when you're painting and holding stuff, just to lock fingers. It helps stabilize yourself when you're using the brush. Just another little trick you guys could take away from me if you didn't already know that. But even if you was to stabilize your wrist, just put bottom side of your wrist right there on the edge of the table. If you've got really shaky hands, do that with both your wrists, and it'll greatly stabilize your hands and make it so you can do the smaller areas without worrying about getting paint all over the place. But I'm gonna go ahead and just shut this video down. You should see these things finished up probably tomorrow. Either that or I'll get them done tonight. I haven't got a whole bunch more to go on them. They're almost done. So I greatly want to say thank you guys again to all my Patreons. You guys are awesome. Like I said, I'm still waiting on my studio to get delivered. I bought one of those giant storage buildings. It's just like 10 by 20. And I had it custom made with windows and doors instead of like, entry doors. So it's got like 8-foot ceilings, the whole 9 yards. So it's going to be an actual studio that I do all this in. My live feeds and my Twitches all that is going to start to increase some. I'll just gradually roll into it, and still I'm going to put out some more content, a lot more content for you guys that are Patreons. A lot better quality. I'm looking at, once I get the studio all set up and going, of course that's going to eat into some of my fundage. I'm going to get a couple GoPros and try to have more than one angle with this stuff whenever I'm painting. That way you can see more than one angle. But that's all still to come. I would not be able to get there without the help of you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Everything that you guys donate to me. It really does go towards it's going towards creating more content and better quality content. So without further ado, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Again, thank you guys. Sorry it took so long to get the black out. How I paint black, but just keep an eye out for part 2 on how I do black. And like I said, it's It'll be free. It won't be charged for that. It's kind of like a gift to you guys because I realize that the angles on this is a little hard to catch on the bigger tickets. The bigger, like the planes and the tanks, you will be able to see it a little bit better. But again, guys, I thank y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.